Coming out to the world was like, whatever, they care, they don't, they don't. You know what I mean? You're in a relationship. Do you care what the world thinks of your relationship? No, but do you care what your family thinks? Do you care what your friends think? Absolutely.
You've definitely been on a identity journey for you.
Crisis, some of them.
Yeah. And it's very difficult to do that in the public eye and to go on that journey.
Yes.
For you, when did you first really feel different?
Probably when I was like 5, 4. Little. I was really little. I was just different. I was just different. My mom explains it better than I do, but she's like, you just were different. You would walk in a room and you were just different. Like, I mean, I always stick out like a sore thumb. I still do to the day. But back then, like, you couldn't create it. Beats me.
Yeah. And then when you grow up and then you're in your teenage years.
Yeah.
And then you start questioning your sexuality as well.
Yeah.
When was the time when you can remember feeling like for the first time, like, oh, maybe something's cooking here?
Well, it was actually my first, the girl who ended up becoming my first girlfriend, who she's great human. We have a great friendship. But she was my best friend for a year before we ended up dating, and she was my first love, she was my first everything, right? And I remember that we were best friends, and she was open and out to me, and she asked me what I was, and I was like, I don't know, I'm not even focused on that right now. I'm just trying to sell dolls and bows and call it a day. Like, I didn't care. And
I'm a businesswoman. Give me a break.
yeah, like, I'm just having fun. Like, I don't know. But one day she was telling me about a friend that was in the hot tub, and she moved closer to her, and it was like they kind of kissed in the hot tub, and like it was like kind of, and I was like, what if that was me? And that's what the night I was like, whoa, what if that was me?
Wow.
And that kind of made me think like, why am I a little jealous of hot tub girl, right? And then I told my family, and my family was like, what would you do if she tried to do that to you? Because I think my family knew. And I was like, oh my God, she would never, like, we're best friends. That's disgusting. But in my head, I was like, I would kind of like it. You know what I mean? And 16-year-old me had the little butterflies there. 17, I guess I was 17. And then, because we met actually on a cruise ship, and then we were apart for a year. She lives down in Florida. I lived in California. And then I was going to spend the holidays in Florida, and so she was going to be able to come up and see me. And it was our first time seeing each other in a year. We spoke every single day, then we became best friends. And when I saw her for the first time, it was like, whoa. Like, it was like a wave of feelings that I couldn't control, and I didn't want to control. I didn't care to. I mean, I was young. I was 17. I didn't barely know my left from my right now, much less then. You know what I mean? You don't know anything. You think you know everything. If you were 17, I know you think you know everything, because so did I.
What, spoiler? You don't.
Spoiler, you know absolutely nothing. You know everything you can at 17, but same way you thought you knew everything when you were 14, you just don't. You just learn, and it's fascinating. But so I always say that that was my puppy love experience, and I think it was beautiful. And I think the most beautiful thing about it was I never questioned, oh, it's a girl. You know what I mean? I just was like, yeah, this is just love, and it's beautiful, and I love it. And we went on to have a wonderful relationship. It was nice. Obviously, things did not work out with us, and that's totally fine. I mean, we're both very, very, very happy now. I mean, I don't want to speak for her, but she's in a very happy relationship. I clearly am in a very happy relationship. And the same thing back then, how I didn't think to myself, like, ooh, it's a girl. I didn't think to myself, now, ooh, it's a boy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can't. Like, that's forbidden fruit. No, it's just you can't help love. And I think I had somebody that was designed for me when I was that age, right? And that happened to be a girl. And I had somebody that's designed for me now at 22, and I really, really believe, and I hope for the rest of my life. And love is just, it's when you really feel it, you know. And the only way, me and Christopher were actually speaking about this the other day, like, you can't describe it. It's the only thing in life I can't describe, the feeling. I can describe my puppy love, but I cannot describe the feeling of love that I have now. I could not, like, It's the only thing. I don't get tripped up for words, but when I try to explain the feeling that I have now with Christopher, I can't explain it. It's just the weirdest thing.
In a way, has this been your biggest surprise, in a way? Your biggest curveball, this relationship?
Absolutely. I think it's been the best surprise. I think it's been something that I wasn't aware I was looking for. I wasn't aware that I was missing in my life. But it's changed everything. It's changed. He has changed the things that make me happy in life. He has changed the things that bring me joy in life. He has changed the things that I prefer to do in life. I used to prefer to keep myself super active and go crazy and do this and do that and drive myself nuts, whereas now I prefer to sit on the couch and cuddle and watch a movie. And I prefer to have, family time. And I prefer to my best parts of the day come from being with him or being with my family, and whereas before they would come from going fucking rock climbing or something. You know what I mean? Like, my prime enjoyment comes from my personal life now, which is beautiful.
Is it because that person's become more of an anchor for you in this crazy bubble?
Yeah, I think he has just created me a safe space and a safe hug that I feel like in my life, right, I've been able to run to a hug. If something goes wrong, I'm able to run to a hug. But I feel like with him, I almost just have that hug. It's just there, and I just have it, and it's constant. And even if I'm not with him or we're apart, I know that we're on each other's mind. I know that we would do anything for one another. I mean, I'm doing a pretty good job explaining it now, but it's just unexplainable. And the way that it happened as well. I mean, watching our journey together, you can see it, I think, a little more than we could feel it. I think our bodies gave hints before our minds did. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. It really is. I mean, I'm fascinated when I watch it.
So have you watched it back?
Somebody made like a 2-hour special, and it's a phenomenal watch because you just see two real people not trying to fall for it. I mean, God, betting odds in Vegas, zero. It wouldn't even have been a bet on the board that we would have fallen for each other. You know what I mean? Like, that would have not even been on the Big Brother season whatever predictions.
Looking at the amount of hate that you have got for going into this relationship is mind-blowing to me, because as a member of the queer community, I honestly think we should be there for each other no matter what.
Yep.
And we should allow people to go on the journeys they need to go on without having an opinion about someone's identity all the time.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
How hard has that side of it been for you?
It's hard. It's really hard. It's hard because it feels like my own family has turned a little bit, you know what I mean? And I think that we are the LGBTQIA plus family, not the LG community. And I think that it's a beautiful rainbow. And the number one saying of the queer community is love is love. And that goes both ways. I'm going to be very, very, I want to make sure that I word this right. So please help me if I don't word this right. But there was a part of me that when I realized I was fully in love with Christopher, that I realized that now I have a duty of, and by no means am I straight, right? But there are really, really beautiful straight allies, right? I'm not gonna say that because that could get clipped and I could get called out for saying something that I would never say. But I now get to be an example of somebody who is in the queer community that is in a heterosexual relationship. And I think that's beautiful because it just shows, once again, love is love. I've had a very, very, very open journey with love, and people have seen it all, maybe a little too much, and that's okay. And people also haven't seen a lot. They've seen a lot, but they haven't seen a lot. And there's a lot that I haven't shared out of protection for other people and things that I've gone to and it's things that have happened to me, but that don't need to be shared. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that just because you're in a heterosexual relationship, that doesn't discredit my past. You know what I mean? And obviously I want my future to be with Christopher. And I don't know. I think it's cool to be an example in any way. And whether I be a good example or a bad example, I'm an example. And there is somebody else out there like me. And I know Fletcher. Do you know Fletcher?
Yes.
So Fletcher, same thing. Same thing. She and I have a very similar story at a very similar time. And I saw people doing the same thing to her. And her and I have kind of been able to talk and be there for each other and be like, dude, this is crazy. And she's like, I get you, you get me. Like, what's happening? Like, this is from inside our own house. And I don't know. I think that I think some people need to listen to Man in the Mirror. I think some people need to listen to that song. And if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Because anybody who's judging somebody else for any sort of love is just take a second, take a breath, take a breath.
Because no one knows your lived experience like you.
Absolutely.
And that's something everyone needs to bear in mind.
Absolutely. And I can guarantee, if somebody did live my experiences, they would do things very differently. If I could go back in time, I would do things very differently. I wouldn't enter relationships that I entered. I wouldn't end things the way that I ended things with certain people. I wouldn't change anything about certain people. I would leave things the exact same. I wouldn't make certain things public. Certain things I didn't want to be public. Certain things were forced to be public. You know what I mean? And I don't know, there's so many things that I wouldn't tolerate anymore. You know what I mean? I think that was a big thing for me and Big Brother, is I had these realizations of like, whoa, you know, I shouldn't be dealing with the things I'm dealing with. This isn't what happy is. You know what I mean? And I've felt happy before, and this isn't that. It's your life. You know what I mean? Like, you walk a mile in somebody's shoes. Even if you walk a mile in somebody's shoes, bro, we've done a lot more than a mile in this lifetime. And so people are just, with everything though, sorry, I'm ranting on about this, but when I get excited about a topic, I rant on. And I don't know, people are just judgmental about everything sometimes, and it's hard, but at the end of the day, the most beautiful thing, this will be how I wrap this point up. The most beautiful thing about it is I do this, and then I do that, and it's done for the night. And then I go and I make my very sweet boyfriend a cup of tea, and we cuddle on the couch, and we watch a movie, and we're happy, and he asks me about my day, and I tell him about it, and we call our families, and we talk about our future together, and we make plans, and we have a good night, and then we wake up in the morning, and we do it all over again. And so I think that's a good thing to remember, is that at the end of the day, what other people say goes away, and to always remember that.
And there is such a problem with erasure as well, erasing bisexuality in our community. And it's
pansexuality as well.
Exactly.
And when I originally came out, I always said I'm pansexual. As human. Love is love. I don't. Yeah, I could go on for hours about the topic, but I sometimes catch myself ranting too much, and then I do more damage than good. But yeah, I think it's hard, because I think older people in the community need to realize the way that you treat me in this situation doesn't affect me, I promise, at all. I'm very happy. I'm very loved. I give a lot of love. I'm feeling very loved. I am in a great place. Who it is affecting is the people who are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years younger than me, than you, than us, seeing what you're saying about me. So now if I'm 22 right now, but just say I'm you, and I'm a 22-year-old girl, and I said I liked girls, but then all of a sudden this boy comes into my life. Well, I can't do that, because these people told her she can't, so now I can't. Or you're a 22-year-old girl and you've liked boys your whole life, and now all of a sudden you like girls. Well, you can't switch. You can't change your mind. You can't fall in love. That's where the problem is. It doesn't affect me, but it affects the people that are not me, that see the bullying. People don't want to get bullied. And so if you see somebody else getting bullied for something, you're not going to do it. You're not going to fall in love then. You're going to hold yourself from that, because Susie Sarah 229 on social media said bad. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I think people need to be cautious with the words, and that's not just with sexuality. That's not just with me and my sexuality and my relationship. That's with everything. That's with everything.
And pansexuality is a thing. Newsflash.
Well,
and that is the definition of pansexuality.
Pansexuality,
what you're experiencing.
Bisexuality, queer. The beautiful umbrella term. I was so excited to feel queer. I remember realizing and having that realization, and I thought it was a celebration. People had a little too much fun with what I said, I guess. And what I meant by it was, it's a beautiful word. And I think that most of the world probably is a little queer. And that's cool. That's beautiful. Doesn't need to be a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing.
How would you define yourself now? Or have you got to a point now where you're like, labels are going in the bin for a time being?
Honest, I would define myself as happy.
I love that.
You want to call me, some people now call me straight. Okay, fair play. I am in a heterosexual relationship. I'm so deeply in love with a man, I can't even control it myself. So fair play. Simple play, I think, for people. I think it's a very simple play for people. I would probably just say queer. I think that's a beautiful umbrella term, and it gives flexibility. It gives fluid. I think that pansexual, obviously, is exactly what I feel. I think some people would also just say bisexual. I think that's very, very easy. But yeah, I don't get hung up on that. I think that I was, and I felt like I needed to be, and it's just exhausting. What's the point? I'm happy. I've never, ever wanted the future so bad. I've never, ever wanted the love that I have to just continue to grow. I've never protected a love that I have so much. I've never cared about another person so much. I've never craved a wedding. I've always wanted to just like go sign a piece of paper or go to Vegas, like, because I didn't want to have a wedding. But now I'm like, no, I want a ring, and I want my dad to walk me down the aisle, and I want a first dance, and I want butterflies. Like, what do you mean? That's never how it was. But now I realize, falling for the right one, it all makes sense. And so yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, it always, what you're saying really reminds me of something that Kit Connor said on the podcast.
Yeah,
he was like, never put pressure on someone to define themselves, and let them be themselves.
It's just gorgeous,
and it's so true. Because especially as a young person, you've got a long life ahead, babe. There's a lot that can happen in that time. And actually, people should allow you to go on your journey and be with you and celebrate that journey, and not keep using their opinions to put you down.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah.
That means a lot also from somebody within the queer community. It's weird. I don't know how open or vulnerable I should honestly speak about this, but a part of me, when I meet somebody like yourself, right, who is open, who is very obviously queer, a guard comes up. Because I immediately go, do they like me or do they hate me? Does he already have a preconceived opinion of me? Does he already think, is he on the side of the internet that is, ooh, she's a horrible person? That has never happened before with any group of people. Maybe when I was little with teenagers. I was scared of teenagers when I was a teenager, but not compared to now. I meet people who are, seem to be women-loving women couples in public. Don't want to put anything on anybody, but, women holding hands, women cuddling together in public. And I see them see me, and I see them laugh. I see them point. I see them roll their eyes now. I see them come up to me and take a photo and run away. I see them flip me off while I'm driving. I see them. Someone the other day came and stood outside my studio with the middle finger up for about 2 minutes and then just walked away. From within the queer community. And that, to me, has made me be so aware, I guess, of how brutal hate can be and how brutal bullying can be from outside the community and from within inside the community. And I think people need to watch it, because I can take it, but other people can't, and that's tough. Be aware that other people can't take it. It's fun. It's fun to bully me. I'll give it to people. It's very fun to bully me. They have a good time doing it. I make it easy for them. I feed into it. I don't feed into it. But the thing is people know that I can take it. And so they know they can punch. They know they can have fun with it. They know I don't care. They know I'll laugh with them. I always say, if you can't beat them, join them. And so I bully myself. That's why I wrote a diss track on myself. You know what I mean? But be aware that somebody can't take it. So just caution yourself.
I think you raise such an amazing point in that, because I think there needs to be greater allyship within the LGBTQI plus community. And I actually feel really sad that if you felt nervous about God, that.
Not you. I can tell in 5 minutes if I meet somebody. I can tell the way you gave me a hug, the way you shook my hand. I can tell by very small actions. But yeah, no, if I meet somebody that is clearly, openly in the LGBTQIA community, a guard comes up. very quick, and I just gauge really quick, and then it comes down. But it's fascinating, and I've met loads that are on the wrong side of it. Loads. Oh, and it's hard because and it's just like, oh, it's just uncomfortable.
Babes, I think you need a hug for that.
Ah.